popping into different streamers and just kind of checking and seeing. It was just I was just exploring to explore and see how other people do it, because sometimes you can take inspiration from it. Sometimes see what's working, what doesn't work for other people, and I don't know. It's just been fun. But one of the things that, or like one of the topics that came up in one of the streams I had popped into was this topic of like justice and like bad people. And it got me thinking that I was like, don't think I don't think I agreed with their stance, and that's okay. I'm all right to agree to disagree. I wasn't about to argue or anything like that. I honor everyone in their own decisions and their own belief systems. I just know that for me, my belief around like justice and bad people has served me and makes me feel good and like makes me feel warm and fuzzy in my heart. So that's what I will share and choose to believe and carry on with. And that's the belief that I believe we're all capable of good. I don't think anyone is inherently a bad person. I don't think anyone is born a bad person. I think we all have souls. I think we all have the capacity for so much goodness and so much love and so much light. And I love that. And that's what resonates for me. And one of the things that stood out in kind of the rebuttal was, which I wasn't saying my point in their chat. I was just kind of interested in hearing what they had to say at the time. But one of the things that they were talking about is like, people that do these like atrocious acts and calling them a bad person. And for me that doesn't align. For me that doesn't feel right. For me and my own growth journey and everything I've healed and grown from, I believe that there is goodness in us all, and it's the harm we do to others is how do I want to put this? I think the harm we do to others is more a product of the pain and suffering that we've endured, like coming out and lashing out, as compared to like our souls and who we are, like at a soul level in our hearts. And I believe we all have a soul, and I believe everyone, again, is capable of so much goodness and so much love. And yeah, there are people that have done some really harmful things to others, but I also think that those people are probably the people that are hurting the most. Yeah, I think they're the people that are hurting the most, because I mean, I know when I was deep in hurting, when I was deep in my pain, deep in my sorrow, deep in my suffering, I did a lot of things that hurt those around me. And so I can only imagine knowing what I've done and knowing what I've been through and seeing what other people may have done. Like, one, I'm in no place to judge you or anyone for anything that you do. And two, I believe that we're all capable of moving through that. I believe we're all capable of healing from that. I believe we're all capable of facing those things and facing who we've been and facing that darkness. It might not feel very easy in the beginning. It might feel pretty grimy, pretty shitty, but also moving through it and finding healing and finding joy. And even if you're not ready to find joy, it's like just moving through it and finding if you're no longer depressed and moving up a little bit, it's like, okay, maybe you're angry. And then actually no, anger typically protects sadness. So it's like maybe you're a really angry person. Okay. Move to sadness. All right, great. I'm glad you are sad instead of angry because you've let down that barrier of your anger. It's like, all right, we moved through sadness. Now let's what do I typically experience after sadness? Like there might be more of like an indifference. Great. I'm glad if you're feeling indifferent. That means you're no longer stuck in anger or sadness. Feel indifferent. Fantastic. Once you get through indifference, then you might start to feel I mean, there's probably then it starts to kind of get in the like that guilt shame where you start to be like, oh, now you're recognizing all the shit that you've done, and you're like, oh, well, this sucks, and then you kind of like jump around those like more dense emotions quite a bit, but that's okay. Like, is the fact that you are experiencing the emotions and moving through the emotions is a great sign. And you're not remaining just in one, like, solely. Like, allow yourself to move through those emotions and move through the shame and guilt, and then start to find, after you get through a lot of that, like, pain, guilt, shame, suffering, then you start to get into the more, like, neutral, starting to find a little bit of joy, a little bit of happiness, some forgiveness, and then you move up into more like pleasure and elation and love, and just like you open up this huge capacity for feeling. So to say that bad people deserve bad things does not jive with me. In my mind, I'm like, bad people have already experienced horrible things, and they need the most love. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, bad people, and I don't even like using the word bad, but it's like people that have done things to harm others or even harm themselves. Like, no, you all need the most love, because I don't think you're doing those things maliciously. And if it is sort of malicious, I don't think it's conscious. Personally, like, I have a hard time believing that someone is consciously going out of their way to harm someone or something if they are actually connected to their soul, if they're connected to their heart, if they're connected to like who they are internally. And the part of them that does those things is the part of them that is so deeply hurting. So all that to say, fucking love one another, people. Be kind. Because you never know. You never know. Just because someone did something bad doesn't mean they're, bad to the core. People make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes. Trust me. Maybe I'll share them more on stream another time. Or do I want to bring it into this space? Sure. Yeah, I'll share. a little bit. I mean, I was a very angry person for a really long time. I had a lot of anger about a lot of things. I had a lot of anger about a lot of things. And that led to me, anytime I got triggered, which took me a long time to realize that I was actually being triggered and like what was being triggered, but for a long time I just lived in anger. And there was one time I went so far as to slap my husband, like right across the face. And that was because, first of all, there's no good reason to do it, so I'll preface by that. But on the other hand, let me turn this down a smidge. On the other hand, that came about because my body had gotten to a point in my anger and feeling not respected in such a way that I basically like saw red. Like I could not stop myself until I took the action, and then as soon as I took the action, it was like reality hit and I snapped out of that like overwhelming angry feeling. And then I was like, what have I just done? And then I'm pretty sure I got in the car and I drove to a park and I called my mom and like told on myself because I was like, I just did this. What do I do? But yeah, it's like I don't condone being abusive. I don't condone any like verbal, physical abuse, trauma, any of those things. And also, I know being the person who took the action, because like I said, I'm not perfect, but being the person who took the action and having healed through that and grown through that and like rebuilt trust and worked on our relationship together, and we're still together, it's just like I know the emotion overcame me and that experience overcame me, and I also know that in my heart and in my core of who I am, like that's not who I am. Hmm. I'm just not very many people know that story. Now here I am, putting it on Twitch. Okay. I don't know. I'm just sitting with that for a second because it's my heart. Good people do harmful things to others when they are hurting. And that's why I want to help people. I don't want to just end pain and suffering. I want people to know how loved they are, how much love there is for them here and within their own soul and within their own heart when they connect with themselves. And when they go into the darkness and learn to see their own inner light. It's like, anyone in the chat want to light the candle for us? Otherwise, I think I'm going to go ahead and light a candle. Alright, I'll do it. I should do this. Yeah. I'm just gonna light this candle with the intention of just clearing out this energy, clearing out this grief, clearing out this notion of people are bad. Hurt people. Yeah. I'm just gonna clear that out. I think that's the intention, is just letting that go. People are not bad. People are whole, people are complete, people are love and light in their core. Yes, we have darkness, but we are capable of so much good. And we're not defined by our mistakes, and we're not defined by the harm that we may have caused others when we ourselves are also just learning on this life experience, on this earth, trying to figure out our own way. Our own way of healing, our own way of growing, our own way of loving. And it's up to each of us to choose that, if we want to choose that, how we want to choose it. So, I'm choosing to believe in good. Everyone's good. I'm choosing to believe in everyone's love and capabilities and light and wholeness. So if you're listening, and if you've done some harmful things to others, that's okay. I still love you. Source still loves you. Your spirit team, your ancestors, they all still love you. Love is infinite. Love is abundant. Love is never ending. And you are deserving of all of it. You are deserving of all of it. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was interesting. Hold on. Light another match. Sparks are flying over here. Here we go. I have never had that happen before, where I like lit the match and part of it like totally like broke off. I mean, this part looks fine. This is the part that, oh my gosh. I'll figure out how to work this camera situation. But like the whole tip of it snapped off. Or like the little green part that gets actually like ignited. Oh, see, now my camera's like, ahaha. We're back to playing with technology. I see. Come on in. Trying to make sure there was no ash ember that landed on the carpet. Alright, here we are. I'm back. Thank you for listening to my heartfelt message. I appreciate you all.